So in today's video, I just want to share with you some really exciting news, not just for me personally, but for the channel moving forward. So I have a sponsorship deal moving forward from when this video goes out. And that deal is really important for me moving forward for the channel future and for me to continue creating and making videos. For me, it was important to work with a company and some individuals that not only do I trust, but I respect, and a company or companies that have the same sort of morals and beliefs that I have as well. Some of the sort of bigger, well-established names in golf. As a small YouTuber and someone who does work on sort of social media, you tend to be quite far down the food chain. So if you're working with one of the bigger companies, they'll have people that similar to yourself that have got a YouTube channel with a lot more followers, and they tend to sort of focus on them. They tend to get the better content, the better opportunities, I'd guess. So for me, I needed a company or an individual that's looking to grow, and hopefully we can grow together. So you also find as well that quite a lot of companies will make you promises and they fail to deliver on those promises. If I say I'm going to do something, I want to do it. If I'm being promised something, I expect the company to follow through. If someone promises me something, then I would hope that they will fulfill their promises. So 2022, when I was on Dan's channel, I was sponsored by Sub70, which is Richard Hemmings and Nick, his son, plus all the family, running the sort of UK franchise of that company. When 2023 arrived, I obviously took a backward step from Dan's channel, and although Richard and Sub70 were keen to sort of continue the process or the journey, and that, you know, they said they would continue to support me and have the same deal as I had the previous year, I thought it was only fair for myself and for them if I decided to sort of end the deal as such, and we ended on good terms, and there was always the possibility of working together in the future. But I really needed to see whether I could actually make videos, create content, and I didn't really want to sort of not do that, or felt under pressure to make these videos and then not produce any content for Sub70 or for Richard, and felt like I was sort of letting them down and not promoting the brand as I should be. So 2023 I went completely independent and didn't have any sponsors at all. As you will know, I've been able to create some content and the channel's continue to grow. We're on sort of 6,500 subscribers, and hopefully we can get that up even higher over the next few months. So I just feel with that in mind, I could do with some financial help and also some help with filming content, and I have now secured a sponsor moving forward. You have probably guessed who my sponsor is. I've gone back to Sub70, and it's a partnership which is being renewed and one that I'm really pleased to be involved with. So last week I travelled up to Sub70 headquarters in Hertfordshire, and I'd like you to take a look at their headquarters and the meeting we had last week. With the alarm going off at 5 AM, I got up, got ready and left the house just before 6 AM to make the 350-mile or 6-hour round trip to Hertfordshire to pay a visit to the Sub70 headquarters. I obviously didn't make the trip alone.
Not today, thank you.
Before I headed up the M5 motorway, I made a slight detour to pick up Dan from his house and meet Jordan for the planned road trip.
Starbucks, which will be in about 8 minutes.
No journey is complete without the odd stop at our favourite coffee serving establishment. We were greeted at the headquarters entrance by owner Richard Hemming, who had already put the kettle on before giving me, Dan and Jordan a guided tour of the premises. The tour included the well-stocked apparel room, offices where we met the other staff, the club assembly fitting area, and finally the hitting custom fitting studio where we met Richard's son Nick, who is the main fitter and responsible for assembling all the hardware that is sent out to the customer. So for those who don't know much about the company, let me explain a little bit more about Sub70. which is a new high-end golf equipment company that utilises a direct-to-customer sales model. By cutting out the middleman retailer, they reduce costs and allow the company to manufacture and sell equipment at a competitive price point, which is situated below the major leading manufacturers like Titleist, Callaway, Ping, TaylorMade, Mizuno and Srixon. So whilst Dan went off for a meeting with Richard to discuss future opportunities, I spent several hours with Nick where I tried, tested and got to hit all the latest sub 70 equipment. We spent time also analysing and testing my current playing equipment to see whether it suited me or whether we could find some gains in areas in my golf bag. This is the same studio that members of the public use to get fitted for both sub 70 and the brand 11 using the latest Trackman launch monitor. I was also lucky enough to have Jordan's watchful eye, also offering advice and opinion during the fitting, which included some surprising equipment choices, which will be revealed soon in a future What's in the Bag video for the 2024 season. After the Subway lunch, the 6-inch sub not the foot-long deal being the popular choice, Dan sat down with Richard to film a podcast for his new show, Behind Golf, which should be out now when you are watching this vlog. So after a great day, we hit the road late afternoon with an expected return home early evening back south to Torbay. The sat-nav now took us on what I'd describe as a more scenic, less congested, different route to the one that we arrived on several hours earlier. A special thanks at this time to Richard, Nick and all the others at Sub 70 headquarters who looked after us and made for a memorable visit. 2024 is an extremely exciting year for me on a personal level and for the channel as well. I'm really looking forward to representing the brand Sub 70, growing together and to continue on this YouTube journey. Thanks for watching the video. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment below. All comments responded to, and finally support Sub 70